This is Dorothea. She is a Silkie, and she has a hard time getting into this coop because of these steep stairs. So that's why I'm turning these stairs into this. Here's how I did it. Okay, so the first thing I need to do when building this two-sided ramp is, so the ramp is going to go up, going to hit a platform, and then go up again all the way to the coop. So I need to make that platform first so I can get that in place and figure out exactly where it's going to sit and the height of it, to then figure out the length of each ramp once it's sitting where it needs to be. So to make the platform, I know it needs to be at least the width of two boards. Of two of these boards, because it's going to come in from the ground to the point, and then it's going to leave from here and then go up. So I need it to be at least wide enough for two different boards to come up and then come down. So the width of this board is 9 1/4 inches. So I need to make the platform double that. So it's going to be 18 1/2 inches. So I'm just going to mark here, draw the line, cut it, and we'll have the platform section. With the middle platform section of the ramp cut out, and I just need to find the height that I need to make that platform so I can cut out the legs for it. So from the ground to the bottom of the door is right around 39 inches. And we want the platform to be about halfway so that the ramp from the ground to the platform and from the platform to the door is about the same pitch. So I'm going to make it half of 39 inches. So it's going to be, what is that, 19 1/2 inches tall. So let's get to that. Okay, so I have the middle platform, and then I cut all of the legs to the 19 1/2 inches that I need. And these are just spare 2x4s I had laying around. And so I'm just going to attach them just like a tabletop, straight up and down. Actually, I think I'm going to go this way, just so when they're both added on here, there is still enough room here so like a chicken could go through it. I'm afraid if I do them both this direction, that gap is so small that maybe a head or a foot or something will get caught. So I'm gonna do them the other way to give them the most space. Now something important I want to note here, you can see this line I've drawn. So I want to leave right here, it's a 1 inch. I'm leaving a 1 inch gap here for where the legs are going to be. And what that is that gap is going to be where the ramp's actually attached to the platform underneath it. And so I want to leave that. If I put the leg here, then the ramp couldn't actually, it would just butt up against it and it'd be harder to attach. So I'm leaving that gap so I can attach them easier. Anyway, gonna put the legs on and then we'll start looking at the ramps. All right, so here is the middle platform. We got the 4 legs going down, and there's enough space here in the sides for chickens to walk in between and through it. So shouldn't worry about anybody getting stuck. And you can see here, got the lip so that when the ramps are attached, they can fit right under that lip, both up and down. All right, so now we got this all built. We gotta go back over there and measure the distance between where this is gonna sit and the coop for the ramp going up, and where this is gonna sit in the ground for the ramp going down, so that we know the lengths to cut these boards too. All right, so this is the middle portion of the ramp. It's gonna sit right here, and so we're gonna take the measurement from this to right there underneath the bottom of the door, and from here to the ground. So the first measurement here is gonna be, so the ramp's gonna follow about that path. It's about 37 inches. and it should be roughly the same since I did it about half height. And it is also 37 inches from there, so that should make it pretty easy. Cut them both 37 inches, and then that'll build the ramps from the ground to that middle platform to the door. So let's get on that. We have our 37-inch ramps cut, top and the bottom. We have the middle platform cut, legs on it. And so what I want to do is I'm going to attach the ramps over when I'm near the coop, just so I can make sure the angle is correct going to the ground and everything. If I connect it onto here first, then have the possibility of it being slightly off. And so I just want to make sure it's attached in the environment that it's going to be in. But before I do that, another important thing that we need to do, because you can see big, flat, smooth ramp is hard for chickens to walk up, even if it's not that big of an angle. So what we need to do is create something that's going to allow them to grip. So what I'm going to do is, you can see all the lines on this board, is going to be little 1-inch strips that I'm going to screw down. That's going to be the width of the board so that they'll have something to step on. And I went and did the math, and I needed roughly 30 of these strips because I want to do it every 3 inches on the board and on the platform. So what I did is I went ahead and measured out 1 inch and then marked the lines so that I can cut them out. Now normally when you're doing any kind of woodworking, what you want to do is measure one of them and then cut and then measure again so that it's precise, because if you do what I'm doing right here, every time you cut, the width of the blade is actually taken out, so it's not going to be exactly 1 inch, especially when you get down further and further. However, for something like this where it's literally just for the chickens to step on and grip, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be so off that it's visually going to look bad. So we just want to make it as easy as possible, and so I just went ahead and drew them all, so then I'll go ahead down and just cut them all as well. And then we'll get those screwed on to these boards and we'll be good to go. So here's what our pile of 30 1-inch sticks look like. Here's the boards. I drew a line at 3 inches so I would know where the center of these are going to go. So essentially it's just going to look something like this. Of course, we'll also sand these down so they're not all jagged for the chickens, but it'll be a cute little ladder, cute little ramp like this, so that they have little footholds all the way up. They might be a little too close together, but I'd rather have them too close together than too far apart, just so they can easily get up there, especially for the Silkies, since they have a hard time doing pretty much anything, but love them anyway. So we're just going to screw these down, and then we'll have the ramps all set up. That didn't go exactly how I planned. Here's the graveyard of broken strips from trying to screw it, trying to nail it. So I had to come up with, be a little creative in order to get these all attached. So originally I wanted to go with screws. I tried pre-drilling and then doing the screws, but they kept cracking and breaking because they're too thin the way the grain is. Then I tried nailing, still didn't work. So what I ended up doing, I'll show you here with this last one, is pre-drilling and then doing nails. So what they end up looking like is one hole here, and then the nail just slides in and then hammer down, and it's enough to attach it and keep it in place. Once I add the second one, it's pretty sturdy and doesn't need to be super secure because chickens aren't going to be that rough on it. But that was the easiest way to keep them from cracking. So I put one more nail in here, and then we are good to go. We got both ramps built, so we're gonna go over there and start connecting them. All right, so we got the ramp over here, all the pieces together. At the bottom part, middle platform, top part. So for this bottom part, all I'm gonna do is put some screws in here to connect that together. Same thing with the bottom part of the top ramp where it connects in. And then the top part, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this piece of wood on the front of the coop, and kind of wedge it between the two, and then wedge the ramp in between this piece of wood and the bottom of the door to keep it in place, and then screw it into this piece of wood so that it's not pulling on the coop itself. All right, let's get to it. So we got this piece of wood back behind here, like I said, to wedge the ramp between here and the door, so it's nice and secure and snug in here. It's not going to go anywhere. The whole coop's going to move before it does. We got this ramp down here for them. A lot of nice footholds coming out of the door. It's not sharp at all now. They can easily walk in and out. Comes down to the bottom of the ramp here, secured in. It's not going to go anywhere. Same thing here. So all they got to do is go up this ramp, make a little turn, come up here, and now they should be able to easily get in and out of the coop. Of course, time will only tell. We'll see next couple days how these girls end up doing. I'll be sure to let you guys know. But thanks for sticking with me, watching how this was built, and hopefully it gives you some ideas of your own. It's definitely less steep than the ladder, so it should work out a lot better for these Silkies and other bantams. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay Pyrfect.